I don't know how this video is going to be orchestrated, but Gamer just asked me the question of how valuable is the Astra rerun. And I know the first thing that everyone and their mom is going to say is like, grab Astra. Astra is the most important thing to pick up. She's the best support in the game, blah, 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 whatever. Must pull, closest thing to a must pull as possible. But I think in Zenless, that is a little different. And I've talked about this for a little bit now, but it's very nuanced on like what is the best thing. There's a couple different reasons why. The biggest factor for this is your account. If you have an account that does not heavily benefit from you getting Astra, then it doesn't really matter. And you probably benefit more by grabbing something like Ijwen or Jafufu or even Caesar. I'm not gonna tell you to get Caesar, but you get what I'm saying. I hope you get what I'm saying. And then there's also the other side of things where like you have a bunch of characters, you're already well invested into your account, or you need a little bit of an edge, and then Astra can help pick that up. But let me try and do a basic breakdown. This won't be the should you pull video per se, but I do want to explain some of the reasoning behind and help you understand as well for yourself. Maybe get you thinking. If I can get you to answer your own questions, then I've done my job. So let's jump into this real quick. If I'm looking at this, we have Caesar coming into the game. I do want to include the Ellen buff as well that we talk about for a little bit with this particular topic. We have Astra, Miyabi still exists. We have to talk about her, Jafufu, and then Ijwen. Yeah, value based on the account, immediate value versus longevity. After the buff thing, I don't even think we can include longevity in this anymore because they've already started it. It's no longer a question of if, it's a question of when. Once they start, it's a wrap after that. So I think we can look at it this way. Astra is the character that we want to talk about right now because that's what Gamer just asked me. Astra has a high impact on your account and she's incredibly easy to use. Literally, you don't even play the character. She would be up here, top, period. You know what I'm saying? Let's compare her to someone like Caesar. Caesar also has a decent impact on your account. Her ease of use is somewhere over here, but it ain't nowhere near Astra's. Most players, and I say players because every creator that I talk about or talk to about this kind of is on the same page. Most players overestimate the value that Caesar brings to somebody's account. Caesar is not anybody's best in slot. Caesar is the type of character where she is a great fill-in. Let's say that you had a team of Ellen, Lighter, and Sokaku. Now this ideally would be the best Ellen team currently in the game. You could replace Sokaku with Astra, doesn't really matter. The support doesn't matter here. The point being is that Ellen and Lighter. Now if you don't have Lighter, that is when you end up finding value in Caesar. Basically, if you don't have the premium in-slot support or stunner that you're looking for, Caesar becomes the most valuable. Because of that though, you'll always look at it like this: Astra versus Caesar. Who do I pull? And the answer is always going to be Astra because she's going to go on every single team. She's going to benefit the entire account. She has the highest impact and she's a couple different characters best in slot. Even without being the best support, she is like Evelyn is a best in slot for her. Caesar is not a best in slot for anybody. Ellen, after what we saw in the live stream, Ellen is somewhere over here, the first ice DPS unit that we have in the game, and now she is easily going to be tier 0.5. Optimizing Ellen is not as difficult as something like Ijwen will be. Ijwen, she's going to be over here. Not like the most technical character in the game. I don't even know if she'll have the highest impact in the game. So we're going to put her in the middle. She's definitely not on like Astra level. And to be fair, let's do it this way. Miyabi's up here too. Miyabi is closer to like ease of use. Miyabi can get technical. That's a different thing. She can easily go over here, but she doesn't have to be over here for you to get the value out of this character. Versus Ijwen, she might have the same impact that Miyabi brings to your account. I don't fully believe that'll be the case, especially because two reasons. One, Miyabi is easier to use, so the impact on the account from an average player just won't be there. Two, Miyabi has ice as an element versus corruption. Corruption is good, corruption is okay. Ice is fucking broken. Ice allows you to do things that you normally should not be able to do in the game, which is artificially extending your stun window is one of the biggest things available to you that corruption, unfortunately, doesn't allow you to do. So I'm not even going to put her on the same caliber as Miyabi when it comes to the impact on the account, but I will put her somewhere close. And then we put her in technical. This is my theory. Ijwen is not an easy to use character. She will not be an easy to use character. However, because of tits, people will probably like, oh yeah, no, she's not technical at all. This character is borderline Harumasa, probably harder or more difficult to learn than Harumasa is. So if you have a hard time playing Harumasa, Yijun is going to be very similar to what's going on. Yijun is a character that is probably going to have some easy mechanics or basic inputs to pick up. She won't be hard to have execution wise, but when it comes to her whole thing will be meter management. I actually have it still up here on the stuff that you guys can see. This little yellow bar, the golden bar with the raven, that's a whole different form of meter. Yijun has 2 different special move sets, 2 different EX specials. She has 2 different ultimates. She has 1 move set and then a whole different move set. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, but I could be mistaken on this. She has a whole different form. After she uses her ultimate, she gets a whole different thing. And then within that form, she has different moves. This character, you are gonna have to know a lot about what you're doing, or rather keep in mind what you're doing. And that's the important part there. That's why I'm not gonna put her closer to the ease of use, but she might have a high impact on your account. Then we get into Ellen. Ellen is one of the characters that currently has a very low impact on anybody's account because of where she stands. And it's not even that she's bad. It's just that if we compare these things, for instance, the Caesar, the Miyabi, the Yijun, people don't want to play her. Right now, however, after the changes, anyone who already owns Ellen, and if you own any Mindscapes of Ellen, this is even better. This character immediately jumps the fuck up here. Maybe not as high, or rather not higher than Yijun, but she's somewhere in this caliber, somewhere in this bubble. Ellen is over here. She is technical, but she doesn't have as much as Yijun's gonna have. So probably somewhere like this. The impact that Ellen will have on someone's account if they already own her is big. Then we have Jifufu. I think Jifufu is a sleeper pick. She needs her entire own video. Jifufu is a character that I think people are gonna be sleeping on hard. This character is going to have a massive impact on a lot of players' accounts. This character is basically lighter and trigger. Jifufu is these 2 characters fused into one character. That's basically what's happening here. This character is going to be cracked out of her mind for what she allows any team or combos to do. And the off-field stunning thing is crazy. The fact that she can play as both, the fact that she buffs herself with crits, she buffs the team with crits, she still gives the aftershock status because of the off-field things that she's doing. Now, ease of use, I don't know that just yet. She's not technical. It doesn't seem that way, but it doesn't seem like she's going to be the easiest thing in the world to use. I understand like trigger, right? Trigger's easy because she doesn't play on the field at all. You just like a 1, 2, 3, you get off the field. But Jifufu has reasons to be on the field and reasons to be off the field. She also has meter management, and she increases your decibel count by like plus 1,000, allowing you to get some crazy fast ultimates per character or whatever's going on, allowing some situations where you can bust out 2 ultimates in a matter of 5 to 10 seconds, depending on your team. So she'd be somewhere in this bubble. I'm gonna keep Jifufu in the middle because I don't know if she's gonna be super easy to use or if she's gonna have, I know she's gonna have some technicality to her to an extent, but it just won't be as technical. The slower stun speed you pointed out earlier could be to balance all the buffs, especially the decibels. It could be, yeah, because her stun speed is slower. From what we were looking at earlier, she was not stunning as fast. And maybe it was a part of the open world or Lost Void or whatever kind of zone that was, maybe. Who knows? But this is where I would end off, or rather leave it, when it comes to impact. Now, to answer your question, gamer, about Astra and the value that she provides, this completely depends on your own account. Let's just push it aside real quick. We're going to push aside the fact that Astra is the strongest support in the game, which is totally valid. Now, let's compare Astra to who's on the board. Astra, Caesar, Jifufu, and we just got Astra, which means Miyabi is probably around the corner too, because it's smart for them to not put Miyabi right next to Yijun. They want to sell this character, so they're not going to put Miyabi next to her because it creates too much conflict. What they might do is bring out Miyabi right after she goes away, which puts players in the same predicament. Who do I pull for? Skip or no skip, things like that. Ellen's not on a rerun, so it doesn't matter here. Yijun and Jifufu. Astra plus Yijun, I'm not going to say they don't work because that's just going to be a lie, but you gain more. You have a stronger benefit. Your account would feel a higher impact if you picked up Jifufu and Yijun versus if you just grabbed Astra. Let's say that your account is hyper invested into like Ether with Zhu. Do you have Qing Yi? You're still using Anbi for your stunner, or are you using Caesar for your stunner? If you have to build out the team you have available to you, the premier team for Zhu that accomplishes all of her goals that she wants at M0 is Zhu, Qing Yi, and Nicole. It's not Zhu Yuan, Qing Yi, and Astra, and it's not double, or I guess it's triple ether. That's a hyper carry team. The problem with the hyper carry team is that most of the time when you see Zhu Yuan, Astra, and Nicole, it's because Zhu Yuan is M1 and she can pilot or operate on the field significantly easier by herself because she reloads her bullets automatically. It depends on what you're looking for and what you're trying to fill out on your account. As a new player, I'm not even going to recommend to pull Astra. Not because she's not the best support. You benefit more by building out a complete team versus grabbing the best support in the game and then doing nothing with it. Ellen is not having a rerun. She just had one. So the Ellen buff doesn't matter to a newer player. Miyabi is currently not on the banner, so it doesn't matter for a newer player. With the free units, you no longer have Haramasa as a free unit. Who else will we talk? Polkra? Polkra's gone. Apparently the Panda's not free. Sanbi is gone. You have the ability to now pick a free standard S rank agent. So with Astra, you're not going to pick another support. Rena's now off the table. That means you're going to pick a DPS if in the event you wanted to pull Astra. So now your DPS options are Soldier 11 or Nekomata, both of which have a significantly low impact on your account. You're not doing that. Who's the next free character? Lucy? That's another support. You're not running that. Jane just had her rerun. She's not here. Yanagi plus Astra, you're still missing another anomaly character. Grabbing Astra with no actual team to put her on does nothing for your account, even as a free-to-play player. And let's say you only had Billy, Anby, and Nicole, or in Corrin too. And then for whatever reason, you got an S rank and it was Coleta. Anything that you're already doing on your account, Astra's not gonna make that better for you. Oh, well, she'll make it easier because I could do more damage. You're not at a point in the game where the damage matters. You benefit more from grabbing a full set, or at least as close to a complete set as possible. Now, let's say, hypothetically, Evelyn was coming out in 2.1. Now this changes things. In the event Evelyn was coming in 2.1, you have more than reason to grab Astra, right? More than one reason to grab Astra. Because now you're gonna, but you skip now. You are trading Jafufu and Ijwin for the Astra Evelyn combo. Maybe I would still even say grab Jafufu, and you see where I'm going now, right? Jafufu still has more impact on your account than you would be getting for Astra. Jafufu works with every, from what we can see so far, DPS character that cares about stun in the game. Corrin, Billy, Soldier 11. I don't know about Haramasa just yet because he doesn't want to be on field like that. But because Jafufu works on field and off field, you could be doing that. Sanbi, potentially Hugo. I would need to test this before I confirm that. Anton, depending on how you play him. Even Nekomata could benefit from this. Evelyn. And so while Astra benefits in terms of supports, let's look at our options, right? Now we weigh our options. Does Jafufu have an alternative? No. To get the benefit of one Jafufu, you have to combine two other characters. He has the most impact on a player's account versus Astra because you benefit more from all of the other DPSs that she can fit on the team with or play with on the team. If we move beyond that and we look at Astra, what are the alternatives to Astra? Respectfully, every other support character in the game. Nicole, Sokaku, Lucy, even Rena. She's more technical to use, but Rena can still work. And we also have the new Panda, who also benefits with Ijwin and Jafufu. Her healing sets her apart. Astra's healing is great when you're bad at the game. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Even when you're playing bad and you're going through Shiyu, there's rarely a time where you need to heal. I've watched some horrible players and I never see them wipe out, right? Like I don't see them in a crutch situation where they need to heal. A new player isn't gonna be an in-game crutch, like needing crutch heals. You see what I'm saying? Story mode, you're not dying. You don't need to heal. And story mode has health packs around every other corner. There's a health pack. Lost Void, or Hollow Zero, there's a health pack. Tower mode is where healing, tower mode is where healing would actually come into play, but that's in-game stuff. Yeah, Astra's just, that's why I said her kit being a healer is so insignificant. Like they just did it. They literally just said, oh yeah, she heals by the way. And it's great for that to be in the kit as the only healer. It's so insignificant to the actual gameplay at hand that it's become irrelevant at that point. This isn't me saying that Astra's a horrible character or not great pickup. I'm specifically answering like gamers' question and like what you should be prioritizing for the most impact on your account and like when, the timing. Let's say you pick up Astra right now and then 2.3 rolls around and they release a better version of Astra or just a different support. And this different support is catered towards the 2.0 style characters or aftershock damage characters or stun boosting characters, right? Now what? Now you missed out on Yijun or Yijun. You missed out on Jafufu. You don't have Ellen. You don't have Miyabi because she hasn't had a rerun yet. You don't have Evelyn because she hasn't had the rerun either. And you have Astra. But now you have a new support. So now you're just going to pull 2 supports back to back. It's not even a pull for meta. It creates more problems for you to be pulling for the thing that everyone says is busted. Oh yeah, just pull this thing. Just, you need this. This is the closest. This is why players end up getting f***ed off. It's good advice and bad advice at the same time. It's good general advice to just pick up Astra or to pick up Miyabi, or even when Caesar was here. And now I'm telling you, you're gonna have the same shit. You're gonna have people saying Caesar's a great pickup. You should pick up Caesar. Blah 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 blah. She has 1,000 shield or 1,000 attack. She does this thing. She makes it so that you can play your characters on the field without having to take damage. If you don't get them in the first 20 pulls, you are wasting pulls. Now, if you can snipe Astra, 30 pulls tops. If you get Astra in 30 pulls, wrap it up. You won. You won the lotto. Hell yeah. Run that shit. But if you go to pity and you lose, oh yeah, you're gonna be pissed. Even with Anomaly, you don't need Astra. I know people don't like Seth. They don't want to play him. Y'all just saw me do it the other day. We sub 60-second or around sub 60-second. Let me not lie to you. I felt it was sub 60, but the game told me it wasn't. So we're gonna go based off the game with Miyabi, Seth, and Yanagi. No Astra. So where most people are using Astra and that's how they're clutching 60-second or a minute clears, right? I'm clearing with Seth in faster times than they're using Astra, or close to similar times than they're using Astra. You don't need Astra for Anomaly teams. It just makes it easier for the average player to play. There's less for them to think about. That's why I have it on this ease of use and high impact. She's all the way the fuck up here. But going into 2.0, I don't think this is the case anymore where like you should just 100% prioritize Astra no matter what. And yeah, as a newer player, Alice is right. You pull for the now, you don't pull for the later. So as a newer player, if you're watching this video and you're this far deep, the basic concept that you should understand or that you want to understand, you want to take away from this video, new player, pull for the now. Early game player, pull for the now. Unless you're in game or incredibly lucky with all your pulls, you pull for the now. Now you do this in mind with your future planning. So again, if I know that I'm going for the new 2.0 team, Yijun, I pull for Yijun and I hope I get her. I try to go for her W engine and I hope I get it. Or I go for Jafufu because I believe we're getting a free A rank W engine for Rapture agents that you can craft. You're gonna have to rock out with that. Save your pulls for Jafufu and then you're good to go, because more than likely you're gonna get Panda. That's a complete team. You're done. And now you work on that team, you work on vertically investing into that team, getting one of their W engines, whatever, and then you go look for the second team. Now you can pick up an Astra, or now you can pick up Miyabi, or a rerun of Ellen because she's gonna get a massive buff, or Yanagi, or Jane if she gets a buff, Trigger, Evelyn, Sanbi, anything like that. You would ideally want to focus on Anomaly, but you get what I'm saying. I think the options they provide creates the type of game style you want to play, right? Like personally, I hate stun. I still clear with disorder gameplay. Is that not saying we don't have options? Any one way to play the game? No, you do have options. I'm not eliminating your option because of Astra. So like that's what I'm trying to get across, right? Astra is a crutch, just like Caesar is a crutch. The only difference is he is a really good crutch. I mean like top dollar crutch, right? But you don't need Astra. You can play a disorder team. You can play an anomaly team, an anomaly based team, or a stun team without Astra. This character is insignificant in terms of what you need to play it. You don't need that character in order to play. The only best in slot for Astra, where they're literally butt buddies, is Evelyn. They are made for each other. So if you play Evelyn, then you need Astra. You want it. Let's say that I don't like playing burst style DPS because that's a whole different type of play style. Yeah. So currently that would eliminate the people playing Ellen as a burst style DPS. That would eliminate burst Yanagi. That would eliminate Haramasa and Hugo and Zhu Yuan. So now what are my options? Soldier 11, Nekomata, Grace, Jane, Evelyn, Sanbi, and Vivian. Oh, and Corrin as well. You can play all those different characters with any of their play styles without Astra whatsoever. Nicole is easily number 2 and arguably number 1 support in the game. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, Astra's fucked up, but the amount of, if you look at people's runs a lot of the time, Astra is used for speed runs. But when you talk about like what they bring to the table, like who's helping the team and getting whatever, like the stat boost, the crits, defense shredding, the grouping, whatever, Nicole. It's Nicole. But I'm not gonna make that argument that like she's number 1. Anyone can make the argument she's number 1, and it's a valid argument. It's 100% a valid argument. Astra and Nicole are the best supports in the game. So if you don't have Astra and you get Nicole for free, you don't need Astra. Lucy is free. You don't need Astra. Most people still use Lucy in their other comps or their anomaly comps, whatever. It's fine. Rena is free now, right? Because of the new selector. Where is Lucy free? I ain't got her. Is she not free anymore? Is she not? I thought she was still free. It was a part of like the basic part of the game or something like that. No, she's not free no more. Oh man, you guys are getting cucked. Y'all are getting cucked right now, bro. She was free for the Cheesetopia event, but it was limited to the patch. Nah, Lucy was free twice then. At the very beginning of the game, Lucy was free. They just gave us a Lucy. Yeah, so I guess like Cheesetopia gave you another Lucy. Ben's free as well. And he increases crit too. Oh yeah, y'all are cooked, bro. This is where I would say to end it off, right? If I prioritized who had the most impact, like the most pull value, let's go with that. And I'm gonna do my own should you pull video. This isn't a should you pull video, but just to give you guys as much rambling information or consolidated as possible. Depending on what you're looking for, depending on what you're investing into, and this is the bottom line, right? The easy way for me to say it, if you don't already have some mid to in-game teams that significantly benefit from you picking up Astra, do not prioritize Astra. If in the event you are a new player, you're going for anything else, Jafufu, Ijuin, you shoot for these 2 characters, maybe something in the future, you completely ignore Caesar. Don't grab her. Yeah, and then Panda. Panda's gonna be on the banner too, so it's fine. Totally fine. But that's where I would end those things off. I think that's pretty easy, right? We wrapped that up. That's pretty cool. Anyhow, I can't say my usual outro because it's inappropriate for YouTube. Like the video, comment, subscribe. Smell you later.